recognisable player, but I presume Galway will have a plan for him. So do you expect the others to step up if he's being marked tightly today?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, look at I suppose at minor level there'll always be a couple of standout players, but to be honest, like we have 14 other guys who need to get the ball up to him, and everybody is working hard. And just on the last couple of days, I suppose he's played okay. But unless the 15 players are going to play well today, like we're not going to have any chance in this. So we expect like somebody other than Adrian to come out of the pack and hopefully be man of the match.
You've been good at the back as well. I think you've conceded 1 goal in the 4 matches. But what sort of challenge do you expect from Galway today? I believe you played them in a challenge earlier in the year, but it's hard, I suppose, to read anything from that.
Yeah, no, it is hard to read into this. Listen, it's an All-Ireland semi-final. Galway have been producing very good underage teams like over the last 30 years, I suppose. I was here in 1983 when Anthony Cunningham won an All-Ireland semi-final against Galway, and from that until this, like they've been producing teams. So, they're a good team and we're a good team. I think we'll have to be on our game to win it. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of points. I think we're fairly level, and it'll just, I suppose, who wants it on the day most is really what's going to count.
I mean, you've had so little in terms of, say, competitive preparation for this. So how do you get the lads pitch perfect for what we have today?
Look, the lads are, the last couple of weeks between Senior Championship and Galway, between the 17 Celtic Challenge and the 17 tournament last week, we've played a lot of games, a lot of championship games. So look, we won't be using it as an excuse today.
The last time the teams competed, I think a couple of years back, the year you won the All-Ireland, your first year in charge, you had a fantastic 2-game saga, let's say, against Kilkenny. Could things be as tight again today?
I'd say so, yeah, I'd say so. They're both evenly matched teams, two good inside lines, and we're looking for a titanic struggle today.
I suppose the thing with minors, I suppose the thing with seniors too, but especially with minors, is you never know how they're going to go, especially in front of a big crowd in a big open field like Croke Park. How do you get the lads' heads right, let's say, for the task at hand?
A lot of these lads would have played, competitive games the last couple of years, in tournaments under 16 and colleges and county finals in Galway. Playing in Páirc Uí Chaoimh 2 weeks ago also helped. They were in front of 30,000 people plus waking up last Saturday to give them a look around. So they're in good form there. They were at a pitch walkout there 10 minutes ago, and they're ready to go.
Well, Tony Smoke Crevacha Amon is a Roger Burte Kilkenny Fehahen now again.
The grass is dry. It's going to make things very, very slippy here. It's not great either when you get soaking like that just before throw in, because you're thinking about the game, but you're also maybe thinking about the grip in your hurley will be slippy, the ball will be slippy, and the underfoot conditions will definitely be difficult.
You have a foot in both camps, the senior and the minor, in more ways than one. Your brother Joe obviously lining out for the seniors, and a nephew Jack for the minors. We've seen this photo doing the rounds during the week of Joe and Jack a much younger version of Jack. Just tell us a little bit about him and what you expect from him today.
Jack, he's a nephew, he's Davy is a brother of ours, and it's his son. Look, he's like us all. We all started off at that level. You just hope he goes out and he does his best today. And if the team performs, I always say if the team performs and you get beaten by a better team, there's not much you can do about that. It's very disappointing if you go out on a day like today and maybe the team underperforms. It's very hard to take and it's very disappointing. So all I hope is that they do themselves justice today. Jack's a good guy. He's a big, strong guy. He's about 6'3", I'd say, at this stage. So hopefully he'll be around the goals there. And if he gets a ball in his hand, if he gets a couple of scores, we'll all be delighted. But more importantly, we're hoping that the minor team can be victorious today as well.
Of course, it's the last of the minor championships as we know it. It goes to under 17 this year. I don't know if you thought much about it. Is it a good idea? It's a done deal now, of course.
It is a done deal, and I think it's unfortunate for the players that are of that age where it changes, and it's going to go to 17s next year. So there is going to be a group of players there that maybe get caught in between and may not get a chance to play at under 18. But there's a lot of pressure on the kids, I think, and you've got leaving cert that year as well. And I think it's a general consensus, and we all might think when you're used to something and you're used to the minor grade, you might think maybe why would you change it, but they're obviously doing it for a reason, and hopefully everyone will benefit as a result.
I suppose exams, and we did have an under-17 competition this year, maybe a shorter version, won by Cork here, the final earlier on.
Yeah, but the under-17 this year, it probably didn't take the same prominence as it will next year, because that will now be the new minor grade. So the guys playing that, it was great to get that up and running this year to set it up for next year. So next year will be the main competition.
And I suppose the other question about that is, where will Galway be this time next year? Because you've only had one game, the game against Clare a fortnight ago, to get ready for today. Kilkenny have had 4. Now there is a special congress at the end of next month, and it will be discussed whether Galway, as they are in the seniors, will take part in Leinster. Now that might happen at under 21. There might be a round robin for minor, who knows? But what do Galway need in order to make sure that the minor and the under 21 teams are right when it comes to matches, big matches like this?
Well, I believe that they should be in Leinster. I think it's a no-brainer. I think if the senior team go in, I think the organisation should be consistent down through the grades, and to me it doesn't make sense that the senior team is accepted into Leinster, and I believe that Galway have been involved in some of the best games we've had in the last 5 or 6 years in the Leinster Championship, and I think they have improved it. You've had teams maybe come up and go down, but I think the Leinster Championship has been a better championship with Galway in it, and I think the same should apply to the underage levels as well. I don't see a reason against it. Logistically, I think if they can do it at senior, they should be able to incorporate the Galway teams at minor and under 21. That's how you build players for senior level. We've often had times in Galway where we won an All-Ireland minor. You may have played 2 games at minor to win an All-Ireland minor, and then people assume because you win a minor, well, you're going to progress onto the senior team, and it's an age-old argument in around the country. Why can't Galway convert players from under 21 and minor to senior? A player could have an All-Ireland minor and an All-Ireland under 21 playing 4 competitive games. That's not really preparation to move into a senior level.
You've sold the pitch well, Ollie. Well done. All right, okay, go on. So big is going to Vegin Cógáil specialta sin.
Canal Basil ó Lárna Parke. Arúáin sé dá gan dá chutha canis lein, agus sé ón códi sa chúine an tarú eile. Sé captain Adrian Mullen an gascír scórála go dtí seo, ach ní ana cúla na galí na haim de Sean Ryan acho beag, tá trícinn de chúl fachta ge siút. Well, tá imróí ó Srí Chumandíag anamhéige Jeffrey Linsky agus fuirdan bhráige dre na dúriscí fad. Sé Darren Morrissey an captain, Table shoot by Daniel Loftus Marlon Chunai, Neil and Soch and Tarna Clahigas and Unit Son, agus Adrian Mullen, le Cunhuga, Moramish Letron Honam. There's Timmer Ronan Glennon doing the Ricker Fact Trapesha, agus a Lorna Parkinson, Darkly, agus Commons to get Connor Fahy, agus to get John Fleming. Nimino il Trehecha Connor Walcher na Hanslat, Bichele Peladorian Hude Homa, Achni Lendo, Dr. Jack Canning and Keen Hosta Tosse, Bisha shoot good deal going in the Clarsach, Caru Canish. Agus Tevlish, she Conor Malloy and Donald Mannion, and ten Naru Grain Pain, Ochwation and Chlor.
Well, Maraluig Brian and Son.
Imidor Ishul Talavi, Agus Crahin, some done out to Long, the Long Holy Mortier, Hukasula, Michael Carrier, Pascal Butch, Dachensonish, Agus Fighters Tiggy get Jack Canning. Butch Dossi, huge sheer Agus Tosh and Shin, Dosh Retter. Maar feint de tasken geleerd goal slingele daarover. Ach no, be kind feint en son. Boet is het er vrienden gaulish. Beshe dakkerd shin a horo maar scored. En zo tran agus gedeen fein a glahi. Aso gedere. Wie ze kart geen counts in de goordig lesh. Fokken de jou ge. Noel Brazil a kork de Kilkenny scoop Stachenson. Again Conor Heary. Agus talking good deal against Jim Ryan. Desher void agus Dírach Marina there. Glad Canish Lion Tan Leonton Aimshe. Lua against the crit. Agus on Faron roar initially a gaffa good deal Sanair. Tan Busan on Glivon against the crit no against the Pishkini Marahansa against Tocha. Ach Anna Hasach agus Go scored and Sko. Count and Tayev. Party Lar Parke. Dowdenish is Stachensa, a direct Tachter Mullen agus Tasha fight go home agus Tasha Simul Gabet Darren Morrissey.
Shin O'Heave score no few pucks here.
Can get it to get Kilkenny agus Inish Schult Harrison Lina Lachul. Susanson and Joe Mullen agus Schneid Tarna Cown. Gaffinson again Darren Hennessy os Cun Adrian Mullen agus Ashton Berg me Kilkenny ahrú gur an sláthar agus é me began níos ísteisteach cho fad in na gapdain. Fighting so get Canning. Fiechan session good deal fad agus níte chamel se géal can beidir ach ní locht ó fáis sin maríocht.
And there Chanig agus bhí an ráig an sin bhí Conor Walsh tíb leis sir ach bhí an féin bhuiní ige go raibh sé har a húlan an sin ach sin anna scór an sin wai Jack.
Big Mullen buachta sa mar ní leide he leis sa chiad sí cín tugsar leis chuir fóríige ach acrathú Mullen ciúin ach tá sé lua agus gandát fan cinnte go bhacha sé rion éigen ar chúsaíoch se chun meláinis. Búint is teach ige siúd agus bhfuil son Harrison Drastán tágadain Far chilna diamalítrin.
Sean Farren in your hosa sé an an chlár ach bhí annach le feige faoi 16 an sin an ag corca agus sin anna faointe Bhí Conor Fahey tíobh leis agus bhí sé saoir ach a rís an féin bhuiín ar féin.
When gcónaí stechansa le Conor Caulfield agus déanta leosa fáige céigúil sin an géilteach a dhéon sé an glanna buit stechansa agus buit airis a trasnáin aige James Brennan teachta dír ar an glanna ar a bhúltach.
Sin a scóir fád bhaid James Brennan an sin nach bhí go leor spás agus áméig agus sin rud a bheits Jeffrey Linsky bútha faoi an méid spás a bhí aige agus an méid am a bhí aige an tom sin.
Is McManus an sprucker east on Buckamach. Fighting so ag déanta gomach ag Conor Walsh. Steach Joe Channing. Agus gúla má tóca ag Carey and son. Dinach Calation son an a bhí sé dír agin pass live a hút ach scaite haris agin right tower. Buit again Gailivitsa Ben Morden. Jack Canning agus fight mar frontanas agé. Well touch, see, Keane. The feinty, Brunton is not a good hike on the car. That'll be a fight of hoot.
Well, we got a schlitter shin glantach, nor for Canning and chance, August knee chance of Yan and Iraq, La Hans, Lesh and Illen Gear, and Lina Fahihan, Kadem or score and shin and Chiu Kyan.
Jim Ryan and son, here you dull sheer, Hunsley, Rahuda Heinig, Galore Stiggensa, fighting Sahage, Cody. Packer had a lot of clay as we do against and son after Craig Shans boss to the point to ma.
Nihishin and Hedur will spice.
Shalling reached to some council of Atlas hungry than Guna Martinach and Halley Stechan saw Agashin cooling on and near to a father fad again Oino Shay and son.
San Lina le hasig seo tá siad láid ar a bhríon Jim Ryan agus sin ón ó sé an sin tá siad an na scór an áil ó nimmer treisin agus tá clufa gascail sús beaganí.
Agus is stáir é sin ever bhí buit Sheeran sa agus John Dowd agus é titim Sheeran sa nach má bhí sé titim Sheer tá slitre stúr go crín aige.
Agus sin an cúigú Imróir ó Kilkenny tar éis scóráil ó Nimmerts agus an bhearna gascail beag an inis agus an cúl cinúnach sin scóráil.
Conor Fahey Ross, Conor Canning a tehewig chun spásach rá sigarí Behin and sa agus Sinead Tanna scóil ag Sean Behin. Dúin nascin a hit scóir aige.
Sin seo fear a bhí gimmert an lína le hasig in an chlár ach tá sé misteach sa cúnean sin agus tá gáile ír an tamar fad le hín agus Canning a
Trust in the park achta Berto Kilkenny and son agus an lechúlí lár nó ní hé táach James Brennan. Nis Martian stechan sa ón Cody Stiggins time pressure fight to get on the tarringt. Sa bháil bhahan son again gúil bárdach. Bhí home again lí rádach ach chin sin cinna tarach.
Le bheith féráilte go rinne sé an rud ceartach an tagháil ní raibh sé ionintach ach an rud ceart deanta ag stoilumsa mar bhí fearrig teachtaí fíor go ach an na hábháil ag a gúil báir Derek Fahey agus ní bhíonn sé éascar lár leis na
Kenley. Tá hí an bharsa ar na lehénta mór dála chud bhada imreoirí Kilkenny sa bhéidir le chláistí chiaráin agus leis na bráir a Kilkenny leis. Chách raibh éir sa chláistí búte an bharsa agus tá ceantan búilte anna hóiste agus anna chréinige.
Is stocha go mbeidh Kilkenny sásta go maith tá héna sé acu trí faointe idir na fórne agus ní lech gof